Welcome back, friends. All right, let's say hello. As you can tell, I'm on the edge of my seat, flying by the seat of my pants as usual. All right. Got way too many buttons going on. How you guys doing? I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. I went to Hawaii between the last Tuesday and this Tuesday, and it's nice to be back. It was nicer to be there in some ways. I went scuba diving. Got to visit with family, connect over there. Yeah, it was good. So I think where did I post? Oh, I posted a video on my Facebook page, just the Kalani DOS page. If you want to see the dive, we did a wreck dive and a reef dive. Anyway, you don't want to hear about my vacation. wasn't really a vacation, but I want to say hello. Welcome, Alex. Alex wins the early bird prize today. Welcome, Roseanne. As always, thank you for being our host and moderator. Bill is here. Chris, welcome. And have to leave. Okay. Well, thanks for showing up anyway, even if you have to head out. I know how it is. And you already got your Gimme 5 in. That's awesome. You're ahead of it, man. All right. Lacey's here. Welcome. Daryl. And who else? Bill. I think I said Bill. And two Bills. Bill Cluxon. Hello. Welcome from the Northwest. Richard is here. And what is that? I don't know. Something rules. Hello from Cuba. All right. Welcome. Now I'm a little intimidated. We're going to talk about Cuba a little bit later and Cuban music. But welcome, you guys. Thanks for being here. This is Tuesday Museday. I'm Kalani Das, your host and sole musician at the moment. I want to go over some of the instruments that I was playing because, I had a couple different kind of instruments in the opening. But before we do that, let's do a little more playing. I want to play this flute right here. I'll tell you about it later, but I want to get this one. Hey, Cornelius, welcome. All right, let's get back at it. Welcome, and we'll talk at you in a second. Welcome. Okie dokie. All right. Who else showed up? Randy. Welcome. And yeah, welcome everybody. Appreciate you being here. I do apologize in advance if I don't read and respond to all of the comments. I do my best to keep up, but I can only see about 7 at a time. And sometimes they just scroll by and I see them and then I forget because I see new ones. And that's the way ADD works. ADHD. So I'll do my best. So today, is this too loud? I feel like it's kind of loud. Let me back this down a little. Today, I decided to pull out all 4 conga drums. Let me show you what I'm playing here because I love these drums. So this is my Valje Super Tuba, which I am very fond of. Got that back in 1984 maybe, and I found it in the like used item. It used to be called the Recycler, I think. Now it's called Facebook Marketplace. So that's an awesome drum. That's a Super Tuba. It's huge. Let me show you. You can kind of see the size here compared to this is the conga from my set. Tumba's over here, the quinto's here. But you can kind of see how much bigger that is than the other drums. And then I have my set of Tycoon congas. Tumba, conga, quinto. We've got the bongos over here. I've got a rim chick. This is from Native Tongue Percussion. And that is an add-on. Makes a great sound. I have a wood block over here, also Native Tongue, and then wood block up on the bongos, and a cowbell on the bongos. And then I also used a few, unique items. We opened with what, you guys? What do we call these? What do you guys call these? We opened with these, which are like they're like these, I don't know what you call them, Zen meditation balls or something. And they're cool, right? They're kind of like a shaker and a chime mixed together. And then we had a, brass monkey balls is what we call them here. I don't know why. Somebody started that and it stuck. And we have this, which is, I think it's Evian or Perrier, not Evian. Perrier bottle with some, a little toy, like a little scrunchy toy. And then my friend, I know it's out of focus, but here, let me focus it for you. Our friend Butch Norton gave me this. Look at that. It's got a little top. He put little buckshot or BBs in there. And so this one is, it's like a, I don't know, it's like a little bit of everything. It's a maraca, it's a shaker, it's an ocean drum. It's glass, so it has a unique sound. But I don't use this too often. It just sits back there and looks nice. But I decided to break it out today. Unique instrument. And then what else? We're pretty much just using drums and then some percussion. And then I put in a synth bass on my little keyboard. And then, I did my best to play with my amateur keyboard skills, a little synth lead sound. We had a couple flutes. The lower one, the bigger one, this is an E flute by Blue Star. And that's Native American style flute, 6-hole flute by Blue Star E. And then I also have a B flute by Wood Sounds, Brent Haynes, my buddy Brent Haynes, and Wood Sounds flutes. And I got this recently, got this summer. And this is a B flute, but I was playing it in mode 4, which for those of you who are studying flute with me and other people know that mode 4B sounds like the key of E. That's right. So this B flute matches the notes on this E flute. If you play the B flute in mode 4, and if you're not studying flute, you can forget everything I just said and just say, oh, that's nice. All right, so we have that. And I think that's it. Welcome. So I've got a, yeah, I've got something coming up for you guys. Are there any questions so far? Maybe you guys can post it. I just found out though in doing the countdown. Did you guys like the countdown at the top? It makes it a little easier for me because I'm not pressing all these. I can just start the countdown and then I'm already ready to play. You know, because it goes in. It just goes into the music part, and I don't have to press any buttons. So I'm gonna use the countdown, I think, from now on. But should it be a minute or should it be like 30 seconds or 10 seconds? Was that too long of a countdown? I don't know. I'm trying to make it smooth. Any questions? I did realize though, from watching my computer screen and then looking over here at my phone where the live stream, it comes back into my phone, and it's about a 15-second delay. So that's why, you guys, if I respond, you know, like 20 seconds after you type something, that's why, because I read a lot of your comments on my computer over here, and it takes a little bit of time for everything to come back. All right, so I'm not seeing any questions due on the congas. Okay. I have to catch up with your questions. All right. In the meantime, okay, Richard says the countdown was fine. Okay, good. I'm going to go with that for now. And let's do this.
Guess the sound!
Okay, here it is, you guys. It's not going to be easy because I don't think I've played this instrument before on the channel, but maybe you can guess. I think it's going to be hard to get the name. I'll give you a hint though. It is the same type of instrument that we did and I had in a Guess the Sound fairly recently, not last week, but fairly recently. I had the same kind of instrument in a Guess the Sound, but not the same one. It's a variation. And I want to tell you why I haven't actually used this in anything yet. I'm going to show you guys in a second. So it's not the brass monkey balls. Those are over here. Here's the other thing. Sounds like my car keys. Daisy says, sounds like my car keys. Well, that's okay. That's what car keys sound like, kind of, huh? So, it's not Shaker Day, sorry. I did pull out a Shaker Day. Where is it? Oh, I don't even know. I see one over there, but I thought I pulled one out. I've got too much stuff in here, you guys. Jingle Bells is a good guess. It is not. Oh, I left both Shaker Days over there, but anyway. Cornelia says, a metal thing you shake and or hit in some way. Well, kind of, yes. You do shake it. I'll give you guys a hint. It has a handle. It has a handle. It's not sleigh bells. I think I should just show you guys. I feel a little bad because I feel like it's really hard. It's not a Noah bell. Somewhere I have a Noah bell somewhere. Noah bells would be more ringy. This is pretty dry, right? All right, I'm just gonna show you guys because I think it's really hard. I think it's really hard to guess the sound today. All right, so it is this. I'll give you a close up. Let me, I guess since the overhead's already focused near, I'll show you. Okay, so you guys can see this, right? So this is a sistrum, and the reason I haven't used it lately, and I haven't used it in a thing, I got this in a box of stuff that I bought off of a percussionist, a studio musician, a while back. Let me focus this even closer. See if I can show you some detail. It's not focusing, is it? Let me see. Hold on. I don't know if it'll focus that. There we go. Okay, there. Ooh. You see that? Now this is. So I got it in a box of stuff, and it just came with a bunch of stuff that I bought. And so I've had it for a long time, and it has this handle. It's pretty old, I think. See, it's like wooden handle. And here it is. And then there's these metal plates in here. And they're pretty thick. So that's the sound. All right, let me go back. So I was watching a documentary recently or some show, and I saw this on the show, and it's a Ethiopian. They use it in prayer. So I saw a bunch of people, bunch of people, and they were using this in the prayer, just playing it very simply with some kind of invocation, some sort of chanting. And then I thought, oh, I wonder if I should be using this, like playing, just doing whatever. And the reason I thought that is because I saw it used in this religious, spiritual context in this Ethiopian, by Ethiopian people. And I don't want to be disrespectful. If it is in fact exclusively used in religious ceremonies, I don't want to be like, the person that's, I don't know, just using something sacred, what I'm talking about, like, washing your hands in the holy water bowl or something. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, a bowl of water, So I just want to be mindful of that. So I'm going to ask my neighbor, because I have a neighbor who's from Ethiopia, and I've been meaning to go over there. And, not that I'm assuming he knows everything about Ethiopia and, all that stuff. But he probably knows what this is and how it's used. Or I could research it, or you guys could research it. But it's pretty neat looking, I think. But I just don't want to, I want to make sure I'm using it respectfully. So that's why I haven't used it before. But it is nice, right? So there's the side view you can see. All right, so that's our Ethiopian sistrum. It is a rattle. I do have, let me grab it. I have another sistrum that I use more often, which is this one, which is it just has flattened bottle caps. And I'm pretty sure this one is not used in any exclusively used in any religious context. So that's the same type of instrument. Sistrums are generally thought of to be North African instruments, originating. We do have, of course, Egyptian sistrums, lots of, paintings of those and records, documented use of those. And coincidentally, or incidentally, is that the right word? The tambourine is a combination of the frame drum and the sistrum, the jingles from the sistrum, and then they were put onto the drum, and that's how we got the tambourine, which is also originating in the Middle East with instruments like the rick, Egyptian tambourine. All right, there's a little bit of background for you. All right, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. I do appreciate your guys' questions, though, and if you guys have any comments or questions along those lines, let me know. Lacey says, I'm actually saving red stripe bottle caps to make a sistrum. Nice. Make sure when you flatten the bottle caps and you want to use the bottle caps, make sure you pull out, if there's like a rubbery, sometimes there's a little bit of rubber stuff under the cap. Make sure you get rid of all that. So you just have metal. So I know some of the caps now have a rubbery coating on the inside. So you want to pull that out if you can. Cornelius is asking, how do conga size work? How do conga sizes work? Let me clarify that. You mean, what are the sizes of the congas? Is that what your question is? Like, what are the measurements? I can answer that question. Maybe I'll just answer that while I'm waiting for clarification. So in this case, I've got 4 congas. The large one here is the tumba. In this set, these are 12.5 inches. 11 3/4 over here in the middle, and 10 1/2 here on the quinto. And then I don't know what this valgy is. I'm thinking maybe 14. I actually haven't measured it in a long time, if ever. So that might be 14. But usually 12 1/2, 11 3/4, 10 1/2. All right. No, I'm sorry, 11. So 11, 12 1/2, 11 3/4, and 11. So they're all 3/4 of an inch apart. And I'm sure there's a solid centimeter number that corresponds with that, but I don't know what it is because I'm American. And apparently we're refusing to join the rest of the planet and use the metric system. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I remember being in the second grade when everybody was talking about the metric system, saying that it's the new system that we're all going to be using in a few years. Well, I was 7 then, and I'm 60 now. We're still not using it. So I'm not holding my breath on that one. All right. Yes, what are the sizes of the congas and which ones are used when? Oh, well, purposes. Conga, yeah, so tumba, conga, quinto. Also, I don't know if our friend from Cuba is still here, but in Cuba they call them tumbadores. Tumbadores. And the names are a little bit related to their role, typically. At least that's the way we, as an American percussionist studying Afro-Cuban music, Cuban music, that's the way that's the way it was framed for me. So I'm not speaking for, Cuba, but let me say that if we have 3 drums, let's say we have 3 drums, low drum, well, you can use this one, low, medium, high, then the tumba, let me get my face in. The tumba plays the tumbao, right, which is a steady pattern like all right, so the tumba might just do that. And then the conga or the segunda or the tres golpes might play an answer. All right, and that creates a melody. Yeah, go ahead and chime in. Is it app rules? I don't know what it says. Thank you. And then the quinto basically means to solo or improvise, right? So you can use it like a verb or a noun. And the quinto would be soloing and interspersed with the singer and or the dancers. It depends on the style. But the quinto would be playing and responding. If it's rumba wawanko, it would be following kind of the movements of the dancers and this. But it's like a conversation, right? And the thing you guys ought to do is go watch some like Grupo Folclórico de Matanzas, and I don't know if I said that name right, but Los Papines, if they have a dancer. There's lots of amazing groups from Cuba where you can watch a wawanko, listen to a wawanko, and they have dancers. And if it's a rumba wawanko, there's a male and female dancers. And then if it's a fast like rumba Colombia, there'd be a male dancer. But in any case, or in rumba yambu, one or two dancers, but imitating the movements of older people, and it's a slower one. So you can go check all that out, but if you watch the dance and then listen to the improvisation on the quinto, it'll make sense, and you'll see the connection there. All right? But also, man, you guys check out Los Papines and Pataro. There's tons of groups. Totico y sus rumberos. Lots of different groups out there that you want to watch. In fact, if you go to my website, kalanimusic.com, go to the page called World Rhythms. And then down in the menu there, or down in the World Rhythms, there'll be a link and it'll say resources, I believe. And if you click on that, there's a PDF that I made for its groups, bands, and artists in 3 different genres, the Afro-Cuban, Brazilian, and West African. And I give you a whole list of names of artists like Pataro Valdez or Los Papines, you know, and you can just use that list and then do your research and listen. Alejandro, okay, awesome. And oh, if you Alejandro, you have a YouTube, and so yeah, you guys go check out Alejandro's YouTube channel. All right, I think I got that right. Alejandro, yeah, it's hard for me to see over there. All right, awesome. So it's about the time, you guys, to get to. We're not quite there, but let's get some Gimme 5 suggestions going. And remember, today we've got mostly congas here, right? So we have the 4 congas. That's one instrument. That's not 4 different instruments. We've got bongos. We've got flutes, percussion, you know, all the usual stuff. I'll even get up and get an ukulele if you guys want to hear ukulele. We've got the keyboard, so I can do some, like last week, I did a little bit of keyboard stuff. Ooh, it turned off. I will turn it back on now. And then we have a whole table of percussion over here. Shakers. Oh, I got out this nice rattle today, and this one. We're gonna call these the large seed pod rattle. Large seed pod rattle. Small seed pod rattle. Really nice. We've got a cabasa. We've got maraca. We've got the bottle shaker. Usual stuff. We've got a kashishi. We've got the brass monkey balls. Egg shakers. All right. I could play the shake hat, which is back there, but I have to get it out. All right. And Cornelius says his name isn't Alejandro. I played in a band with a guy whose name was Alejandro. We called him Alexito because there was already another Alex. And he was bigger. The original Alex was bigger. And the new Alex was smaller. so he got named Alexito. But he's an excellent musician and a really fine hand drummer and drum set drummer. So I guess Alex is a good name to have. Also, Alex Acuna, one of my teachers, is also named Alejandro. Necio Sup Acuna from Peru. All right, you guys. So get your Gimme 5s ready. In the meantime, we're going to do an infomercial right now. And that is this. We have a masterclass coming up for patrons. Now, you guys need to be a patron, and I know many of you are. Carolyn Brandy, who's an accomplished artist, teacher, and if you go to the Patreon page and look up the information for her masterclass coming up this Sunday, you'll see that she is an ordained priestess in the practice of the Yoruba-based music in Cuba, Santeria, Bata, Bembe. She is a master teacher and player, and she's going to be leading the masterclass on the concept of tresillo, which is basically a set of 3 beats or implied 3 beats, and it's the root. It's really important in Afro-Cuban music. Really, a lot of music from the African diaspora, whether it's Afro-Cuban or Brazilian, or even still in West African music, and it is that. It's the first 3 beats of the clave. And I see that, Cornelius. Cowbell, 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 djembe solo. And a Kalani choir. I don't know. That might be interesting, though. Yeah, so that's Carolyn's class coming up for patrons. You do need to be a courses tier or higher patron. We are going to have it live for patrons on Zoom so you can ask questions. It will be recorded and made available to courses tier or higher patrons into the future. So you don't have to be there live unless you want to ask a question, because you can't ask a question in the future. At least not, I don't think you can. You'd have to contact her directly, which you're welcome to do. All right, so that's Carolyn's masterclass coming up. We do have masterclasses coming up every month with a different teacher. Next, and I'll be advertising these because I want you guys to join and support the Patreon page. All right, so I'm going to be doing infomercials. Fair enough, right? But this is good stuff for you guys. This is why we have World Drum Club, why I have the Patreon, why I post all this stuff, why I'm calling people up saying, hey, could you come teach my people something? And it's why I'm organizing all this stuff. Next month is Taylor. Taylor from Tam Tam Mendang, Chicago. And then the month after that, I've got my friend from, I still can't remember. I'm spacing out. All right, I've got somebody else coming up in March. I can check my schedule. No, I'm not going to do that right now. All right, let's get into our Give Me Five before I forget more things. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Richard, I think Richard hasn't done, Richard is new here. So we'll give Richard a second to get the Give Me Five in. Give Me Five is just, everybody picks, well, whoever wants to, picks 5 instruments, 5 things here. And then I live loop them. I just make some music up with whatever 5 instruments those are. And Roseanne usually will pick whose Give Me Five we're going to do. So it's she kind of knows who's been picked lately and everything like that. So, okay, so she's picked it. Joshua, and we have congas, large seed pod, keyboard, ukulele, and flute. All right. Large seed pod. Let me grab an ukulele. And flute. Yeah, I'll see what I end up playing on the ukulele. And then I'll know which flute I want to play. I also, let me see how in tune this is. Sounds pretty good. Let me just make sure. Okay, great. Joshua, yeah, I don't think Joshua has done a Give Me Five, so. All right. And don't worry if you don't get your Give Me Five picked very often. It takes a while to go back around, but Roseanne does usually try to pick somebody who hasn't been picked lately. So if you're new, your chances are going way up. And what do we say? Large seed pod mainly because these are the ones I can hear. Okay. Oh, inaudible. Okay, so maybe you have a little bit of high-pitched hearing loss. Now, I was just talking to my buddy who's a drummer, and he said that same thing. He said all the high mids and high notes, or high frequencies, he's not able to hear. So he said he used that as an excuse for not being able to understand what his wife is saying to him. I think it's selective listening. thank you for the super chat, Daisy. We appreciate that. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. I hope others follow your example. Oh, you were born with it. Okay. Well, it's okay. We all have differences, and we do the best we can with what we have, and that's all. It's okay. So I'll try to keep things in the lower range. How about that? Like D minor. All right. Let me just get arranged here a little bit. If you guys only knew how tiny my studio is. All right. Let me. So what I do for this is first I erase everything I put in before, and then Joshua, do you have any preference on tempo, like slow, medium, fast? Any preference on style or meter? And also, I haven't said this in a while, but if you want to have if you want to dedicate this to anyone or anything, you're welcome to also do that. Just an option. All right, and I will get set up. I don't think I need the keyboard. I'm kind of feeling a little ambient vibe. So I'll get something going, and then if you want to add things in the chat, go ahead, and if I see it, then I can respond to it. Thanks for joining today, everybody. Thank you. And thanks to Joshua for your Gimme 5. Thanks to Roseanne for, as always, for moderating and mediating and meditating. Appreciate that. And you guys have a great week. And we will see you. Are we going to see you in February? When does February start? I can't see. Okay, here we go. Oh, we'll see you on the 30th of January. And yes, that'll be awesome. Have a good, like I said, have a great week. And be safe. Be kind to everyone as much as you can. Sometimes it's hard. But be kind and make some music. I'll see some of you at Carolyn Brandy's masterclass this Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. In the meantime, you guys have a great day or evening. Yeah, enjoy the NAMM show if you're going. Thanks for dropping in, everybody. From Cuba, especially. Muchas gracias. Have a good evening, everyone. We'll see you next week.
World Drum Club,